So in most houses, the most healthy person in your house is your kitchen drain, because you put all your nutrients, flush it right there into the bin, into the kitchen sink. All your bin where most of these nutrients. So my nutrients, can you see the nutrients, are all going into the bin. So who is the healthiest person in my house? My bin. Well, I'm going to get back to you when I start showing, when I cut them up. I'm going to use this or that knife and cut them up into little chips. And I'll come back and I'll show it to you because my phone keeps dying. So we'll get back to you. Thank you. Okay, so what I did was, you pointed to this, not me. So what I've done is I've cut this and I've cut it that way. So you can either use this and cut it that way, or you can cut it this way. So I'm just going to do that. Just cut it along this way, and then it gives me this ridge. Again, cut it that way. The reason this is taking me a little bit longer is because it is not as long as this. So this one will find it easier to do, which is go from the bottom and then do that. So now let's look at the chips. So it gives me like a ridged chip on it. Now if I use this one, this will give me like fatter ridges. So I'll just compress it down in the middle there. And I have a fatter ridge. So if we look at this one, smaller and that's bigger. So basically I just wanted to show you quickly how I'm making my chips. It feels like I'm making a lot of chips, so I'm just going to dry these ones and put them away and just do those ones, because if not we're going to end up having too much chips. And I know some people will look at this and say, how is this too much chips? But she don't eat, I don't eat that much, so that's why it's too much chips. So cut off this end of it and that end, and so you can cut this way or you can cut that way. So I'm just gonna cut this way. Now, UK sweet potatoes are actually hard. So anybody in the UK will tell you it's really hard. I don't know in your country what it's like, but I know in Nigeria it's not this hard. It's not this hard in Nigeria.
No, not at all.
Yeah, it's not this hard, and I'm sure it's not even this color.
No.
But this is the color of the one we have here. So again,
be careful.
Yeah. See the people that care about me. Okay, so that's that one, and then do the same thing with this. So I think the muffin is going off now. So I'll show you that in if you go and watch the muffin video, you see the information about it. So I've cut this. So let's do this. So again, push it down.
Can you just cut it so that it can be like shorter of this?
Yeah, you can make it shorter.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna do it with this other one. So let's use this one to make it shorter.
Okay. Okay.
So it's just right. Yeah. But the reason I was making the long ones is because of space. Of putting all this fries. I wanted to make all the fries in one go. I didn't want to make it in batches. I know, lazy. I like lazy stuff. I don't like spending 100 years in the kitchen. I don't know if there's anybody else who's like me, but if you're like me, the kindred spirit, I just don't like to be in the kitchen doing anything for a very long time. Now, if you're going on a healthy diet and you like chips, then this is a very good way of keeping healthy, because normal chips, I usually will use this to make the normal chips. Normal chips that you have is like this, is very, very healthy. But when you use the shop ones, which I also am very guilty of, and I love buying those because I don't have time to be cutting this. I'm only doing this because I'm off today. I have my cousin with me today, so just hanging out. So I decided to do this. But normally I use a normal, I just buy fries from the shop, but those ones have got preservatives on it, which is not very, very healthy. So this is much healthier. And if you want to eat a healthy potato and fries, it's better for you to eat sweet potatoes than to eat this one. That's because sweet potatoes are healthier options. So let's try another way of making the chips. So just gonna do long chips, and just to mix it up. I I have another thing that you can use to make chips. If you looked at my video, there's one of the reviews that I did where I used something to make the my chips, and I'm going to show that to you. And it's that. If you look at my other video, you would have seen where I've used this to make the chips. So where I get that, put it in the middle, stick it down, and then press it down, and I get my chips. But today we're going old school. That's what we're doing today. So I'm going to put this right back. And also part of the reason that we're going old school is because I totally forgot about it. That's it. Okay, so let's do this. So I'm showing you the straight cuts, and then I'm showing you the crinkle cuts, which to show you that you can still have both, you know, and eat it healthy. If you want a crinkle cut, then you have stuff to make that. If you want to make a straight cut, then that's fine. These, I bought this, I think it's at Temu or Shein that I bought this, and they are less than £1. Each one is less than £1, so it wasn't that expensive, and it didn't take long to arrive. So with these, I can make my crinkle cuts, and with my normal knife, I can make the straight cuts. So that's done, and then I'm going to show you this when it's time to bake it. But let's go look at the cakes. So we're going to go to another video. So what will happen is that if you want to see how the muffins that I was making is blueberry lemon yogurt muffins, so go to the video for that one and you're going to find out about it. But let's go look at the cake, the muffins, and see how it turns out. Anyway, so the cake I was making, so I was trying to make this cake and it didn't turn out very well. And I think the reason why it didn't turn out very well because I substituted the cake flour for ground almond, and then I made a second one. I made that with spelt flour, and it didn't come out well at all. So I'm not going to be posting it. Sorry about that. But let's go back to my chips, which is the next recipe that I'm making. So I'm making a recipe from the Live Kit air fryer recipe book. It didn't come with this air fryer, it came with that air fryer. So I've tried this one, didn't work. I might do it again, but I'm gonna do it with the proper cake flour. So I'm trying to make this sweet potato fries, but I'm not making it with chipotle powder. I'm just gonna make it with this smoked paprika. So it's going to be smoked paprika sweet potato fries. So the first one, you've noticed that I've cut it. I showed you how I cut it. I cut it quite thick. You could cut it a bit thinner if you want. So what I'm going to do is put some of this and try to open that with one hand. So just a tiny bit of smoked paprika, and then I'm going to put ginger into it. So now let's look at the recipes. It says there, oh my god, this smells amazing. It smells so good. Anyway, it says to use the chipotle chili powder, but I'm going to be using the smoked paprika one. It says to put olive oil, but I'm going to be using sunflower oil. It says to put kosher salt, but I'm going to be using my sea salt to make that. And then it says put garlic powder, which is that one, garlic powder. And then what you need to do is toss it in. So you put all of that in there, toss it, and then line your tray with olive oil spray. Again, I don't recommend using the olive oil spray. I've looked through them. It's not just whole oil, it's got other things in it, and they're not that healthy, so I wouldn't use that. I will say use your normal oil to line the tray. But today I'm using the paper tray. So these are parchment trays. Now I got about 50 of it. Let me show you what it looks like. So I got 50 of this, and it's actually very, very good. Yeah, 50 pieces of this, and I think I got it for £1 something, or less than £1. So anyway, that's what I'm using. If you prefer, you can use the silicone trays. So there is one, and you can put that down, but I can't be bothered to wash up anything, so I'm just going to use that. So I've put that one, so I'm going to put the next one is the ginger. I just bought this, so I haven't opened it. I usually use fresh ginger and garlic, so I don't have powder. So I went out recently and I bought the powder ones just for this recipe because it said it needed a dry one. So now let me shake it up first to break it up. It looks like I can see some lumps on top. So again, spray that in there. It's so full that I'm struggling to get it out. Anyway, it's out now. And then it said to put your salt. So again, the salt I'm using is a sea salt. So put that in there and then toss it. So I need to toss this, and I'm using one hand. I'm filming and tossing, so bear with me. It's always better to toss this dry because once you put the oil sticks, and then wherever this has got, like this one has got a lot on one part, so once you put oil into it, it just sticks. Oh, this is just spilling. So and then after shaking it up, then the next thing you do is, you need to do 2 hands to do this, but bear with me. Then the next thing you then do is to put your oil. So you want to put oil all over it. The oil helps this to stick so much better. The spices that you've put down, it helps it stick very much better. And also when you put oil, it comes out crispier after you fried it. So I'm just gonna close this. Now I'm going to need 2 hands to toss this, so bear with me. Okay, so what I've done is after tossing it, I just went ahead and put it inside this. It's much easier to pour it with 2 hands so that I don't have to make a mess on the sides of this pot. So and when you put it in, you need to spread it out properly so that it cooks evenly. So I've put the next one, I've gone ahead and put the next batch in there. Now the difference between this batch and this batch is that I'm actually going to be putting mixed herb on this one. So remember, we're trying to make something healthy, so we're going to make the first batch, which is exactly as it says, but without the chipotle chili powder. We're just using it instead smoked one. So I'm just going to put all of this. I'm still going to start with the mixed herb. Again, I'm trying to open this with 1 hand, so bear with me. Okay, so that's the herb, and that's how much herb I'm going to put in it. So just spread it around. This makes it so much easier when you're tossing it around to spread. Then the next thing that I'm going to put is the ginger, the ground ginger. So again, spreading it evenly across that. It's a bit difficult for me to do this because the ginger is just clumped in there, so it's a nightmare trying to get it out. But again, you just sparingly, you don't want it tasting too much like ginger. So that's the ginger in there. Now it won't even close. What a weird packaging. So I'm trying to close it. It's not closing, it won't stay. I'm gonna have to work on it later. So next one I'm just gonna put is the smoked paprika. Again, is just a little bit, not too much. It's pouring a lot in there, but not just what I want is just a little bit. Then I want to put my sea salt. And why do people say my salt, my this, my that? I don't know, got used to saying that. So again, a little bit of salt, and then I'm going to toss it. So remember, we were tossing around before, so toss it around some more. Again, when you're doing it, you're going to need do it with 2 hands, so you're going to do it a lot better than I'm doing it right now. So now I'm going to put the oil. The oil, like I said before, helps the spices stick better, but also it means that your fries come out a lot crispier. So let's put this oil. So I've ended up putting too much oil, but that's okay. None of these are closed, so I'm going to be very careful not to tip it. Remember to do that. So I'm going to again use 2 hands to shake it up. When I finish shaking it up, I'm going to show you what it looks like. Okay, so I finished shaking it up. So let me come up closer so you can see it. You can see it's glistening because it's covered by oil. It's also got the spices all over it, but not too much spices, just a little bit, coated with just a little bit of spices. So now the next thing I need to do is to put it inside the tray. So again, trying to do it carefully with one hand and filming with the other hand is never going to be easy. So you see that I've tilted, bent this over. So this is so much better to do with two hands. So as you can see, I'm struggling, but let's see. That's the spirit. Let's get it done. So I've put it all in. Now I'm going to use one hand and fix my parchment paper, baking paper properly. Now I want to line this out, so that it's spread out properly. Because when they spread out properly, it cooks evenly. So I don't want to be making it and I have some done, some not done properly. So that's why I'm using two separate sections so I can spread out the chips. I was going to originally make the chips in there, but it's going to heap on top of each other and it's going to take a little bit longer to cook. And I really want to go and sit down. My cousin that was with me cooking, she's already tired. She's gone to sit down rest. So, but I can't do that now. So I'm just gonna put this in. So it's lying down flat. So we got some of the straight cut one and the crinkle cut one. Now, according to this, let me rinse my hands because this was what I was using to make the cake. That didn't turn out very well. Not cake, the muffin that I mentioned earlier. So I'm drying my hand. And we're going to put this in there. So again, I have to be very careful. Please don't do this with one hand. I'm only doing that because, I'm filming with the other hand. So I've put it in. Now it says to make it at 200 degree. And it says for 7 to 8 minutes. So I'm just going to do the 8 minutes that it mentioned. Then after that, if it's not working, then I can increase it. So put it on, press 1, 200 degree, and I want the temp time to be 8 minutes. So I'm just gonna go put the time 8 minutes. Then the second one, 200 degree, time 8 minutes. So 8 minutes. So they're both 8 minutes and 200 degree. So I'm going to start it. So now there it is cooking, and we'll be back to look at it in 8 minutes. Okay, it's been 8 minutes, so I'm gonna take it out. I didn't toss it at any point, so that's what it looks like after 8 minutes. So I want it to brown a little bit, but I'm just gonna taste one, see what it's like. It's not completely done. It's not completely done, so I'm gonna put it right back and cook it again. Although some of it is done, like this one is done. That one looks done. And then that one in the corner there looks done. Well, the most of it is not done, so I'm gonna put it. It tastes really good though. I'm gonna put it right back. I cooked it for 15 minutes, so I'm just gonna put it in for I'm just gonna be guessing, maybe 3 minutes at 200 degree. So time, I'll just brave it and do 4 minutes, so altogether that'll be 19 minutes. And then that one too, 200 degree, and a time, I'm just gonna do 4 minutes. So 4 minutes, so altogether that should be 19 minutes. Fingers crossed it works and it doesn't burn. Okay, stop. So continue cooking. Okay, so this is done now. I'm going to take it out. So it's completely done, and now, like I feared, it was gonna brown over there. So some of it is brown, but it's all completely done. So let's get the paper and see if it matches what we have on the paper. So that's the paper there. and that's what we have. So paper, then that's it. And you know, you have to remember that when you take pictures of stuff, they do appear darker, so they would be dark over there, but it's all done. So it was actually cooked for 200 degree and for 19 minutes instead of 15 minutes. So that's the air fryer and how to use that to make your sweet potato fries. Let's see how it tastes. Come on, taste taster. And I need honest opinion.
Super nice.
Is it? So the one you're having now is the one with the mixed herb. Try the other one. Okay, and try the second one. Honest opinion.
This one cooked more than this.
That cooked more.
Yeah.
See, maybe there's a problem with this side of the air fryer, because that
that
was something that happened with So maybe there's something here.
Just take a bite.
No, it's done.
No, but you can't compare it with this.
Yeah, that one is crispier.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that one is crispier, but it's all done. So that is that one done. We finished with the sweet potato fries. So we need to try your own in your house. If you've bought Life Kit air fryer and you've tried this, just let me know what it tastes like. Unfortunately, we're not going to be posting the cake because not the cake, muffin, it did not taste very great at all. So no, it was a miss. So anyway, take care. See you. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.